evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Flood. The Thunder Bay Police Service responded to reports of a disturbance at a residential address in the 100 block of Machar Avenue at around 8:40 Friday night. While en route, police learned an individual may have been the victim of a shooting. Paramedics with the Superior North EMS were also dispatched to the scene and found a male victim who was transported to the Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Center for further evaluation and treatment of his injuries. The public is asked to avoid the area while investigators process the scene. Members of the Major Case Unit are now involved in the ongoing investigation and do not believe this was a random event. Anyone with information or video surveillance is asked to contact the Thunder Bay Police. A structural fire took place on Wolf Crescent in the early hours of Saturday, leaving extensive damage on a mobile trailer. When Thunder Bay Fire and Rescue arrived on scene, they encountered a mobile trailer that was engulfed in flames. A second alarm was called, adding 2 more pumpers and a ladder truck to the 4 pumpers that were already en route. The first unit knocked down the blaze enough for the fire crew to enter on SCBA and conduct a primary search. The home was found to be clear of any residents, and the fire was deemed under control after some time. The scene was left with the Anishinaabe Police Service and is under investigation. The Thunder Bay and District Injured Workers Support Group and the Local Health Coalition are raising concerns about Ontario's annual budget. The two groups partnered up for a virtual media conference this week to share their issues regarding the Ford government's budget. Their 3 main concerns are income inequality in Canada, its impact on the democratic process, and how it can be addressed through taxation and government management. Support Group Treasurer Steve Mantis adds that employers are no longer responsible to pay for the care of injured or sick workers under the WSIB, causing employees to rely on publicly funded health care.
Employers and corporations are being relieved of their legal responsibility through policy and practice, where they are really shifting those costs onto us as individuals, as families, and as communities.
Other concerns raised during the media conference were staffing issues in hospitals and long-term care facilities. Jules Tupker, the chair of the Thunder Bay Health Coalition, says he's been making the same presentation with the province since 2012.
We've asked for increases in funding, increases in staffing, because there's all kinds of issues in the hospitals and in long-term care and in home care and in mental health. These issues never go away, and it's a funding issue.
Meanwhile, in the district, council in Fort Frances has voted to sanction the town's mayor for releasing information to the public that was privy to council only. It came following a closed session of council this past week. But as Adam Riley reports, the decision to go behind closed doors to discuss the matter was not agreed on by all.
Last October, the front page of the Fort Frances Times featured a story which included information that was privy only to senior staff and elected officials for the town of Fort Frances regarding legal correspondence on wood allocation for the Crossroute Forest. In November, a motion was introduced that would have the town's Integrity Commissioner investigate the source of that leak. However, an amended motion passed and the Integrity Commissioner would only advise on the matter. In the lead-up to Monday's council meeting, screenshots of emails between Mayor June Call and David Kircher, a resident who had presented to council in July regarding inconsistencies in the forestry license, were uploaded to social media. Those emails contained the sensitive information which would indicate Call as responsible for the leak. Prior to entering the closed session of council, Councillor Douglas Judson decried a decision to have the discussion of a letter council had received in which the author had come to the same conclusion through a Freedom of Information request in the closed session of council.
I do not believe 10.3 is a proper closed item because it contains entirely publicly available and already publicly disclosed materials.
However, Judson's push to have the topic discussed in open council was rejected, and members would then go in camera. Once back in open council, Councillor Andrew Helikis was asked to take over as chair of the meeting to report the discussion, which included the following motion.
The Municipal Council of the Town of Fort Frances is very concerned with the unauthorized release of confidential information by the Mayor and hereby formally calls upon the Mayor to issue a public apology for her action on this matter.
The motion passed unanimously and Call addressed the matter by apologizing in both writing and verbally. In her apology, Call noted her intentions were aimed to protect both council and staff. She says many different forms of correspondence were received from members of the public, including Kircher, regarding the forestry license.
In an attempt to assist in helping this contact to understand that council, staff, and consultants had been working diligently toward finding answers to the questions we had ourselves, I shared the letter. I should have asked council to give me permission to share the report from the lawyers, and for this, I humbly apologize.
However, Call was adamant she was not responsible for the leak to the media, and as a result was upset at what she called a betrayal of trust.
But I had no part in the leak to the press that recently happened. I feel betrayed and have lost the trust and confidence in my contact, just as I assume council and staff must feel about me.
The motion also called upon Call and the rest of council to undertake training on protecting the confidentiality of the town. Adam Riley, TBT News.
Officials at Delico and Anishinaabe Family Care came up with a unique way to attract new employees this past week. They hosted a career fair at a popular shopping outlet to help fill over 3 dozen vacancies. Booths were set up at the Goods & Co. Market for attendees to safely meet one-on-one with Delico managers. The career fair provided information about Delico, the application process, student placements, and foster caregiver opportunities. Anyone interested could immediately go in for an interview or schedule an interview for another day. Delico has numerous positions available in different fields, including child welfare, health services, finance, and information technology.
We know that 2021 was very difficult for families, and we just wanted to make sure that people are aware that Delico is an exciting and rewarding place to work, and there's lots of opportunity in terms of career and sustainable employment with the organization. And just wanted to make sure that we can connect with the folks and let them know how to get employment with our organization.
And for residents who missed the career fair, they can find information about the various positions on the Delico website. In other news across the province, Northern Ontario chambers say they've run out of rapid antigen test kits due to high demand. Chambers in northeastern Ontario combined have almost 200,000 on back order and no idea as to when they'll get more. CTV's Ian Campbell has the details.
They've been the lifeline for many in this stage of the pandemic, but you might be out of luck for the moment if you haven't secured your own kit.
So there was a substantial uptake in the last, 2 weeks of December, where we saw a very rapid take-up of these tests.
Chambers have pretty much worked as the conduits for small and medium-sized businesses to receive test kits from the province, and the 4 largest ones in this region are out. Sault Ste. Marie has 50,000 on back order. Sudbury is waiting for at least 70 to 80,000. North Bay says it'll order another 10 once its 10,000 arrive. And Timmins is waiting for 50,000.
We do know when the province receives them, they are going to distribute them based on population. So, how many will come to Northern Ontario or specifically to our chamber, I have no idea.
Sault Ste. Marie's Mike Moore Construction took its chamber up on the testing program. It's been testing its 19 employees twice a week since the summer, and it's soon going to be needing more.
Well, unfortunately, it's going to put a real damper on our program. We do have other screening tools available to us, so we're going to have to fall back on those, which is the questionnaire and temperature readings, those sort of things, until hopefully we can get some more tests up here.
CTV News did reach out to the Ministry of Health to inquire about when more tests might be made available. As it stands now, the provincial list for pop-up sites doesn't have any listed in Northern Ontario.
I don't know how you can provide safety for a workplace or a family or for people going to school without being able to check if you just have a cold, you just have a sniffle, or if you have COVID-19.
West says the NDP is calling on the government to provide free rapid testing to everyone. In the meantime, Nicholson is hoping the chamber gets more by the end of the month, but it's still unclear. Ian Campbell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Well, even though we're midway through winter, Red Lion Smokehouse has opened up their patio with a new chef's table experience, letting customers brave the cold and eat their food outdoors. Red Lion Smokehouse owner John Murray had the idea for a winter patio space pre-COVID, but now that idea has come to life, with today's opening selling out in just 3 hours. Customers braving the cold were told to dress warm, but with an addition of outdoor heaters, blankets, and a fire pit, it was easy to forget about the temperatures. Additionally, the menu is designed to be piping hot, along with a handcrafted dessert. Murray says the community has embraced the idea and he hopes to make this a yearly tradition.
It's the first time we've ever sold out an event in the first sort of 24 hours of launching. So the response from the community and everyone has been really positive. So we're very excited to do this event and just have see diners face to face again and serve them how we want to. Yeah.
They told us we were allowed to eat out on winter patios, so here we are out on a winter patio, and dinner was fantastic. So it's my first time attending a Red Lion Chef's Table dinner, and what a better opportunity than an experience outside.
Going forward, the Red Lion Smokehouse winter patio will be open any day the forecast shows a temperature of -6 or warmer. Join now with Kurt Black. Kurt, some people brave the cold, some people don't, but a great opportunity for that local restaurant for sure. And speaking of avoiding the cold, Vancouver Canucks trying to avoid a cold stretch here.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better myself there, Alex. It was a dream start when Bruce Boudreau took over with the Canucks. They've been kind of coming back to reality as of late. We'll have the highlights from the early action in the NHL right after the break.